Welcome back to another video. Today's review is focused on Atlanta Season 3, Episode 6, entitled White Fashion. And the official synopsis of White Fashion is, I've definitely seen this before on a better show. They're always stealing ideas, but the fashion industry gotta be exposed, hashtag streetwear. And before I give out my review, please like the video, subscribe or comment, or just watch the video and keep going on with your day. This episode was a pretty interesting episode as it had a few different references from the real world, talking about some pretty horrific situations, and as well as just some important topics as well, such as gentrification and how people try to be all social justice, hashtag on Twitter, you know what, just a lot to say the least. So the episode just starts off with just a bunch of white people just basically designing clothes, just trying to like figure out ideas about what to do next. And their next idea is a pretty horrible one. Central Park 5 jersey. Now, if you know what Central Park 5 is, then you know how horrible of a situation that truly is because of just everything that transpired, how innocent people were locked up. Like, the entire situation is just freaked up in many ways that I'm not going to explain. It's just too much to talk about. But yeah, sometime later, the entire gang, except for Van, talks to the same designers about trying to get free clothes. And Al makes an agreement to help them in exchange for free clothes, as I guess he's going to be like the ambassador, like the spokesperson for their new like clothes that they have upcoming, and just trying to help them be more urban so that more black people can like buy their clothes or whatever. Earn is a little bit suspicious of this whole idea. Darius, he's just Darius. You already know what happens with Darius. What I really did enjoy about this episode was that all of the characters had a decent amount of screen time, with each of them having their own story plot, storyline, you could say. Darius, his storyline is interesting and important because he talks to someone by the name of Sharon, talking about Nigerian culture, their food, life, everything Nigerian. And Sharon is just a cultural vulture, you could say, not really caring, as she's somewhat interested, but she is using that information to basically do something pretty horrible. As you got to see Darius's Nigerian background be used a lot in this episode, and his story ends pretty horribly, as Sharon is a cultural vulture, as she basically shuts down the restaurant those two were in, and basically redoes the whole restaurant in a van to make it seem as if like it is her own stuff. And she basically violates everything Nigerian food is. Like, it is just really, really too much to look at. Meanwhile, Al, he is doing a lot in this episode, as he has to do this crazy meeting with a bunch of like other influencers or celebrities, just talking about how to help black people. One of them is like how they're trying to end racism by 2024, to say the least. And he is involved with a group of people on how to help black people in the UK or whatnot. And this is like a good representation of how people is on Twitter with the social justice warrior kind of stuff. As the way that these people were talking, it seemed like that as well. And I was just like, what y'all doing? Like, what is going on? And unfortunately, what does happen is pretty cringeworthy, with a very cringeworthy commercial. And one of them was like, you just have to fake it till you make it, or some sorts, when you look at things. Earn and Van is finally back after not being seen for some time. She's just trying to live her life apparently, but something is up with Van in my opinion. Like, yeah, she may be living her life, but I still think that something is just not right with her, because she has been tweaking throughout the entire season, just doing a lot of just shady things, such as stealing, acting wild. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And basically, a Karen basically accuses Van of stealing a wig from a shop. And it just turns into a whole situation with Karens or whatnot. And because of that, Earn decides to scam the hotel for a free night. He and Van talk for a long time. And it seemed as if like those two got, you know, got it together. And basically, after what happens the next day, Van is gone, nowhere to be found, to say the least. And that is basically how this episode ended with all of these characters. I felt like episode 6 was a pretty interesting episode as it focused on a lot of just references from the real world and also just talked about a few different interesting themes and just stuff that is prevalent today, such as gentrification, social justice, that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, it's just a lot with this episode. I don't know what's going to happen next. I still think that something is up with Van. She might be just living her life, but being a kleptomaniac is not living your life at all. And who knows how this season is going to end. But I know it's going to be pretty wild to say the least. But as always, thank you for watching. And until next time, goodbye.